It's actually quite good.
I have some beef tallow that I made from a gold Wagyu brisket, the fat trim. And I was watching something on my IG feed, and they showed using this beef tallow, and as it melts down into a little bowl with something like balsamic vinegar, aged balsamic vinegar, you can use it as a dip for bread. And I thought, that's interesting. I've got all this beef tallow that I've been used for cooking, so why not make some candles? This is going to be a venture where I'm going to be adding some flavors to these candles, and I'm going to infuse these with some garlic, and we'll see how they turn out. Follow me on this journey. We're going to make edible beef tallow candles. These are some of the tools that I'm going to be using to make these candles. I don't have any candle making kits, so I decided to improvise. And by improvising, meaning I went to my cabinets and tried to find a mold that I could use for them. And I came up with shot glasses. I have 4 shot glasses, which are mainly more thin. Then I have some other shot glasses, which are a little thicker. In these glasses, keep in mind that the top of the glass is going to be bottom of the candle. The other things that I have the beef tallow, which I'm going to melt. And as I melt it, I'm going to be putting in some garlic. And I have some garlic cloves here that I've started to smash. And just simple smash, you know, just a little like that. I'm going to be taking the smashed garlic and I'm going to heat it a little bit, not fry, just heat it a little bit to get it to start to infuse into the beef tallow. And then I'm going to strain it off. So whole garlic cloves are not going to wind up in this, just to infuse flavors of it. In addition, I have some butcher twine. I guess you can buy the candle wicks, but I also read where you can use the butcher's twine. And it's not edible. It's just going to be used as a wick. And I've got a tablespoon, and the only purpose of this tablespoon is so that once the beef tallow is melted and infused, I can use this to pour it into my individual glasses here. The amount of butcher twine I use is dependent upon the size of the glasses you're using. For these, I'm using, this is approximately 4 to 5 inches of butcher twine. And what I've done with this butcher twine is I've made a knot at the bottom, and that's going to be the top of the wick. And I put another knot at the top and put a toothpick in it just to keep it submersed evenly within the glass. Another thing I had some bobby pins, and those worked on the smaller radius glasses, but were too short to work on these. As I mentioned before, I just tied a knot in the bottom of the wick, or what's going to be the top in this case, and then I'm going to tie another knot on this part, and as I tie that knot, then I'll insert the toothpick into the top and try to get it centered in my glass. Sometimes it cooperates, sometimes it doesn't. It looks like this one's a little too tall. But you get the idea. So that it then looks something like this. Oops. I'm going to go over here to the stove, put in my garlic cloves, let them infuse, and we'll be back. Each of these glasses, of these 4, are 1 ounce glasses. These are about 1.5 ounce. I have my beef tallow off the heat, And the garlic has been steeping in here for about 15-20 minutes. Now I'm going to filter it, and that's just to make sure that I don't have any big pieces of garlic in my final solution. Okay. And we'll put that to the side. I've got about 8 ounces of solution here. In theory, that should be enough to fill these shot glasses. I'm going to start by filling the smaller shot glasses, and I'll just take the tablespoon and try to carefully pour that in the shot glass, while at the same time trying to keep the wick in place. Oops. I'm now going to fill the larger shot glasses, and I'm going to start off by putting an ounce in each. Two tablespoons is an ounce. I'm going to let these sit and let them go back into a solid state or partially solid state. And at that time, I'll try to better center a lot of these wicks. It's amazing the aroma that you get from this beef tallow. It's like a meaty, garlicky flavor. And you can imagine that when bread or something like that is dipped in this beef tallow, it's going to be yummy. This beef tallow flavored with garlic is similar to using something like a clarified butter or a compound butter with other flavorings in it. I can imagine that you could probably also add other types of herbs to this. I'm going to start off with just the garlic on these, and when I do them another time, maybe I'll try adding something like parsley or basil or oregano. These beef tallow candles I think are very unique. And for a holiday party or something similar to that, there'll be something that will put your audience or your guests in awe, like, wow, how clever. Similar to using, say, like olive oil and balsamic vinegar, but this time the beefy flavor of this beef tallow. I had my beef tallow candles in the refrigerator, and they've congealed. To get them out, I just sit them out for a couple of minutes and just take a knife and just sort of, they pop out, just like that. Now remember when I did these, I said that the top was going to be the bottom and the bottom was going to be where the wick goes. So I move the toothpick from this one. Show you what it looks like. Now you say, where is that wick? It's down under there, and I know this is a flaw in my process, but it's the only way I can get it to work without having appropriate molds. So I'm going to attempt now to get my wick out. And I can see where it is. It's about here. And of course, it's not evenly distributed in the candle because, once again, I did not have the appropriate type of mold. But you can see there's the wick right there. Let's try this with a couple other ones. Do it with the skinny ones. That just pops out. And that that wick is somewhere thereabouts. This is my presentation of my beef tallow candles, edible, garlic infused, with some aged balsamic vinegar and some baguette bread. Both my candles are lit, and you can see that the beef tallow is dripping down into the balsamic vinegar on both sides and on this candle. And as it melts, we can mix up the balsamic with the beef tallow and then dip our bread as a dipping type liquid. Similar to olive oil and balsamic vinegar or melted butter, except for in this case we have Wagyu beef tallow. I'm going to take a slice of my baguette bread and we're going to try this out. We'll mix the balsamic with the tallow and give it a taste. Actually, that's quite good. This is a very good balsamic vinegar. And that beef tallow, you can get a little bit of the taste, a beefy type taste from it. Yum, I love this concept. In summary, I think this is a very good concept and actually tastes very, very good. One of the things that's essential is that I get a real candle making type mold so that I can get that wick in there straight. The other thing is to get a mold which is evenly distributed and not one that's cylindrical. Otherwise, it works. And it tastes good too, and that's most important.